Awesome. The cat is playing with the noisy thing. Hello internet, my name is Edgar M, and this guy over here is Hunter, a Pokemon, and he's also gonna be playing a role on the movie Hunted by the Hunter, which is a Pokemon fan film action adaptation horror short movie live. Yeah, that's what I wanted to say. I'll fix it in post. So, I wanted to make a teaser, but in order to make a teaser, I needed a Pokemon, because what is a Pokemon movie without a Pokemon? And why not creating the main star of the movie? So in this video, I'm gonna show you the process it took me in order to make this model right over here. And it's also gonna be good information for those who are wondering how you make these kind of things, because this model is not just meant to be on film, but it's also meant to be on video game developing, video game making, basically. So without further ado, let's start making this thing. But before that, let's go to the internet. Yep, there is a lot of pictures of Hunter, and the reason why is because I needed to do a research. As you can see, we have the anime, we have the game, we have the Honor video game, we have the other anime. So there is a lot of different ways to make Hunter, and that's a bad thing. This is for the anime. So I wanted to make the most realistic one I can find, because this is gonna be a live action adaptation. There is a little problem about live action adaptation, and that is you can make it extremely realistic, like this one's over here, and there is a lot to take in. This thing looks horrible, I like it. But there is a lot of things to have in mind, because you can go 1,000 directions, and I need to be consistent. I really love this one over here. So in the end, I wanted to find out if I needed to be realistic or hyper realistic or super realistic, which super realism, also known as hyper realism, is an art movement that began in the late 1960s and early 1970s, in which the painting or sculptures resemble a high resolution photograph. So basically what I'm trying to look over here is not in realistic. It's actually, it's a point to, it's a pretty long point I don't want to talk about. It's really long. I just want to stick with the super realism. So I'm going to take this model over here. And, oh, there is something else I wanted to show you. This is as realistic as this might come. And I also have another research over here. I have Xerneas, which I would like to make a movie with this kind of model. It's not difficult because the process I'm using allows you to make this kind of detail. But there is a little problem between making a fan film and changing the designs of the really original licensed Pokemon. What is it? Actually, something to look out as well, something I have to do with the research, is what you can see this Aerodactyl over here. He looks more realistic than this one over here, but this one looks better for a lot of different reasons. And that had to be with Uncanny Valley. This is a long topic. I'm just gonna get to the point. Original, like it, more realistic, not super realistic, more likable. And I had to have that in point when doing my research. And I also want to show this one. I love Giratina as hell. I will have that in mind. This is something I would like. I will actually make a model just like this, not like the original one. But this is just personal preferences. And now that I already have my research and I already want and know what to do, I need actually reference pictures. So instead of just looking in the internet, I just find out that I already have all the Pokemons. So I took my Pokédex and I went back to my 3D software, and I actually, what is it? There they are. And I actually have the pictures over here. As you can see, I took these pictures when I was in Japan yesterday. Anyway, so I already have my 3D model ready, I already have my 3D background ready, so I can take a reference pictures and I can start doing everything. So I started with a square. Is this a square? Yes. No, it's a cube. It's a cube. Squares are not cube. This is 3D, man. This is 3D. Come back to reality. So I already have a cube, and I started doing some designs. I mean, trying to edit it corner by corner, which is called vertices. As you can see, it is 1 of 26, and a little more detail would give me something like that, which is actually pretty much the basic model, if you put it that way. It looks pretty the same. You know, and you notice that the hands are not completely identical and not in the same position due to little different factors that you had to have in mind, because you cannot take just the entire picture in the background and make it 100%. You have to have some changes, and this is how it looks like when you apply more details and you also multi-resolution add modifier. And not too much to see here, and this is how it looks like when you actually start sculpting this thing. Sculpting means having the regular mesh, which is a 3D model, and start putting more resolution into different areas. So as you can see, I have the teeth, and I have the hands, and nothing else matters a ton, I guess. Because this is actually, Haunter is a simple Pokemon to make, which is good. Not super good to me in the end, because I'm gonna be making pretty much complex things full of hair particles and fire particles at the same time in the same body. So it's gonna be a little more complex things. For now, Haunter it is, and this is what it looks like when I finish the retopology, which is having this thing as a base and then applying a new mesh on top of it. So I can have more organized vertices, so I can work with and I can unwrap these things over here are the things that you need in order to unwrap the Haunter, which means putting all those vertices. Did I just unwrap it? Not yet. Okay, show you later. So this is just half. As you can see, I can also have a mirror modify, so I can have half and half. And after that, I have the same thing. No difference. What is this thing doing here? Next, as you can see, there is a little differences between this one and the other. One, I finished the tone, and second, these little things over here. If you actually see this thing, these pictures was taken from the Alpha Sapphire Pokemon video game for 3DS, and you don't see the theta. I know I was missing something because he has some theta under it. I remember this image. This is from Pokemon 1, Johto or Kanto. And I noticed that I was missing something, but I just don't remember. I just was watching at the reference pictures, and I see that there is something connecting here, but I don't see it here. What is the problem? I don't see it in the other image neither. So I never included until I have to retopology the entire thing. As you can see, it's not on my sculpture mesh neither. Well, and then I just basically finished doing the main body with the sections of the eyes. I need to do something better with the eyes because the eyes have to move, and I'm pressing, nothing's happening. Oh crap. Oh crap, this is full of vertices. So this is just a high detail model that I use for base in order to do a displacement modifier. And basically this is the last model over here with the eyes. I also model the eyes. The only thing I'm missing here is to do the bones, which will allow me to move the model freely, and the eyes are not connected. Will allow me to move the body in order to be animated. Basically, it's what you need to do movies and stuff like that. So it's gonna take me some time. This is the first model. I'm gonna come back soon because it's actually quite difficult. I don't know when I'm gonna finish it, and perhaps Baboon is done. Really took me a little time. Did I surprise you? Really took me a little time to figure out how it's supposed to be making the body, because the body is not a normal. It's not what you find in nature. Okay, I'm used to dogs and horses and humans. Third place. So this actually works. I already have all my modifiers, as you can see. So I move this one in the corner, or rotate this one, or just what is it? Use this one right here. I can move the head. This one also with the head. You have the tail, or side to side, just like a shark. I also have hands. Hands are not connected to the hell. Hands are not connected to the body. Body is not connected to the body, to the booty, and everything is connected to the root, so I can move it easily, hands free. You know. I also have some action constraining over here because I can rotate this over here, and I can connect these two to this one, and I also can scale it. So if, for example, I want to close the hand, I can scale it at the same time, and not just in, but backwards at the same time. So we have these two ready, and I also have this bone over here that is controlling these two fingers. I can move this one, the other ones move and rotate accordingly to that one. And I also have my wrist, so the hand moves accordingly to everything else. And of course I have the eyes, which is connected to the bone control in the middle. Let me see if you can appreciate this more. If I do this, you can see the eyes moving. Also, you notice that the eyes are not spherical shape. Here we go. The eyes are not spherical. What I use is lettuce over here that allow me to modify the eye in order to put inside these things and inside the eye socket. This is something that struck me first when I was making the first one of the first models, Lapras, that the eyes of the majority of the Pokemons are not what you call eyes. Basically, they are just plain things put in the eye sockets, and I had to figure out how to move it. And I cannot with the idea of using the lattice. You just see, what is it? They are circular. I can, where they in the world is? I don't see it. Here. No. Here. Yes. No. Here. Where are the eyes? Should be somewhere. Oh, there they are. Yeah, these are the eyes. So if, for example, I disconnect the lattice over here, you will see they are circular. So I can rotate it whatever I want, and it's just gonna deform of this rectangle over here. And boogie. Okay, whatever. So this actually looks more creepier. This is actually extremely creepy. But I had to be original to the model, and I already have this one right here. And just let me show you how this skeleton looks like, full of names and stuff and horrible timing, because seriously, it takes you a millennium making these kind of things. So you see everything have a name already, action constraints and blah blah blah. So not too shabby, it works, at least it works. Here we go. And I guess this is all the complete model I have right now. I have to apply some textures, work on it, painting, and perhaps it's gonna take me a little bit of time, but if I actually, what do you say? What is this over here? You say I already have textures? No, I don't. Well, let me tell you something. Boom! There we go. Yes, I already have textures, which is working fine, not shabby. It's not how I wanted to make the entire body, but it actually looks good for now. Haunter is a ghastly body. So it's made basically with gas. It's a ghost. What are you expecting? Well, I also have my ship keys over here. Eyes closing, eyes surprise, mouth sad. So I had my model ready to be rendered. And if I go to the camera viewer here, this is what I wanted to render. I say, okay, let me render this. Everything's gonna be all right, awesome. I finish the render and I get something that looks like this. Bam! Perfect. Just how I like it. This thing is extremely horrifying. It have horns, and it was disturbing because I was expecting to see this, that bluff over there, and I really wanted to find out what just happened. This thing was horrible. And then I find out that there is a little program over here called displacement modifier. I have a ground texture on my input, and it happens that I just have to enable it, and you have this thing over here. It's gross, I know, it's extremely disturbing. It's actually more terrifying than the Haunter. Jesus Christ, look at those eyes. It's extremely terrifying because I made the eyes bloodshot in the back, so you can see the veins. You can see the veins coming in, the veins in the middle of the iris as well. This thing looks like I have a brain. I haven't even created a brain to the model, but it looks like I have one over there in the middle. It's easy. You have to do this, and it goes away. Don't panic. It's not gonna use it for the movie. So this is the final model over here, full of bones. And I guess this is the final model. I'm gonna be making a teaser soon. So if you want to find out, make sure to get involved in the channel, or just go to the Facebook where I have the group called Pokemon Fan Film, Haunted by the Hunter. It's also going to be in the description with the Twitter and another blog, which I have some contact if you want to be involved in the movie. You can send me an email to different emails actually. And this is gonna conclude the video for right now. A little happy the model. It took me a little while. I can finally get out of the basement. And I guess this is it for this video. Make sure to come back. My name is Edgar M, and I will see you next time.